Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So today we'll discuss about the day 4. So before that we'll just recap the day 3 session. So on day 3 what we discussed? So we discussed about the database and we also discussed about the physical file. What is a physical file? And the physical file have the predefined structure. So where we discussed about the file level and record format level and field level and key field level. So we also done the demo for that. Okay, we created the DDS and we compile that as an object and we inserted data and we shown that data. So while creating the DDS, for the field level you have to define the fields along with the length and data types, right? So we discussed what are the different kind of data types is there in the AS400, and we also discussed about the flat file. So what is a flat file? So physical file is a structured file. Okay, physical file will have the some predefined structure. Okay, so flat file does not have the any structure. By default it will be a single column and this data will be like a kind of text. Okay, so this is what we discussed for the day 3, and today we'll discuss about the what is a multi-member physical file. It is a bit intermediate levels on the physical file. Okay, so what is the change pf, and we'll do the some commands. We'll discuss about the some commands and demo. So with respect to of these files, the physical files. Okay, so first of all, what is a multi-member physical file? So let's discuss before going to the point. Let's discuss. So yesterday we created the one physical file. So by default, it having the one member. So you no need to mention any member when you creating the physical file. So that is called the single member physical file. So here, just take a scenario like you have a salary file and you wanted to maintain the salary of information separately, like January information in the separate in the physical file, and February will be the separate, and March will be the separate. So if you have a single member physical file, you cannot do that because so in the single member physical file, you just go and you pddt and insert the data, but you don't have a option to separate it. Okay, so now I wanted to create the separate data. I wanted to maintain it. Okay, but structure will be same. What is the structure here? The whatever the file levels or record format level and what are the fields I wanted to store and key fields, the DDS will be same. So, but what is the my requirements to only separate the data? So how you can achieve that in the physical file by using the multi-member physical file? So when you create the physical file, it is a by default one member. But if you wanted to add the members, you can do that by using the add pfm command. So there is a add pfm. So by using this you can add the multiple members, but how the system know how many members you can add? Okay, so there is a one parameter called the max members that you can see while creating the physical file. But see rtpf you used to write, and the 14 option also we use right there. If you take the fo there, you can see the parameters that I'll show you while doing the demo. Or if file is already created, still you wanted to increment the members, you can go for another command, the chgpf, and for this command we can discuss later. Okay, so let's see the some points. So normally when we create the physical file using the crtpf command, the default member will be the same name as a pf. So you don't need to mention the specific name. By default the pf name, so whatever the file name is that is a member name, and it gets added into the physical file. So it's called a single member physical file. So file can have more than one members. Okay, how you can add it? And you can use the add pfm, add the physical file member to add the members. Okay, so next, and the member has its own associated data, because if you wanted to maintain the separate data, obviously create the member and it is own associated data. So record format and access path for the all the members belonging to the file so are same and defined at time of creation of the file, which means the DDS will be same. So the important parameter is the max member. So this is the parameter will define how many members your file can add. Okay, up to. So here is a one small link. So I'll provide this link in the description part so that you can just go and check. So it is having some more detailed information of the multi-member physical file. So just do the demo on the multi-member physical file first, then we'll come to the next part later. So I'll just do work MBR PDM. So it's why I need to use, because I need to write the DDS somewhere, right? So I just wanted to use this. So I wanted to shift to the my source file. So not one, I just wanted to go to the two. So here what I do, I'll create the one salary file. Okay, salary, and it should be a PF, right? That's why the source PF, source type is a PF. Here what I'll do, I'll just use a record format, salary 01, or is a record format. I'm just giving the name, okay, employee name something. So 20, yeah, and EMP number I'm just giving, and EMP sal. Next EMP salary month, okay, salary month. Okay, so I just wanted to store the information of the name and number and salary, and it's related to which month salary. So only this information is enough for me, and this is called the DDS. Now I'm saving the DDS. Okay, now I wanted to create this DDS as an object, and which object? The physical file object. So for that, either you can take the CRTPF direct command, or you can take the shortcut 14F4. So if you can see here, so just take F2 for the additional parameters. So just page down. So if you can see here, maximum members, how many are there? It is only one members. Okay. But based on your salary, so based on your requirement, you wanted to store the information for the, so January month. Let's assume you wanted to store the information for the January and February and March. Okay. In that case, how many members you need? Three members you need. So for that, I can give the members is a three. Okay, three members. So the file it's have the directly, the source member is the src01, and the file type is everything, and so if you member, if desired, okay, first member, if you wanted to be the same as file name, that's fine. You don't need to mention anything here. Okay, so you can just mention the star file. So first member will be created by default as a file name. What is the file name? Salary 01. No, I don't want to be the first member as a file name. So because my scenario, first member would be the January, and second member would be the February, and third member would be the March. So for that, I need to give a John. Okay, this I am creating the member. If needed, I am giving the John. Okay, so you can just hit an enter now. So yes, I wanted to delete because I might create it. So now if we can see salary. So I also wanted, I just see now. So you added the member, right? So only January member you added. So I wanted to add the another members as well. So for that, add PFM and just take F4 here, salary 01. I wanted to add other member, FEB. Okay, enter. So next I wanted to add the one more member called MAR March. MAR March. Enter. Okay. So now you added the three members. So where can I see that members? Okay. Now I added and I know there was three members. What if the file was created in the 5 years back? It was created by someone. So there might be a, members also added. But I just wanted to check is my, if my file is a multi-member physical file, so how many members are added for the my file? So I wanted to see the information of that. So what is the command? You can see DSPFD to see the any information of the file. Okay, it can be anything, when it was created, how many records are there, and is there what are the key, either it is have the key fields and additional thing, all the information you can see by using the DSPFD only. Okay, So just you can take a salary 01, just give an enter. And I want it, and now I am top of the page. I wanted to go to the bottom. So there is a control, right? If you wanted to go to the bottom directly, just give B and hit an enter. So directly go to the bottom. So here you can see, right? So you have the members information, January and February and March. So these are the three members currently this file holding. Okay, these are the three members have. So now, okay, so you have the three members and you created the file, but three members have the same DDS. Now you wanted to insert the data each member separately. How you can do that? So, and for that, basically for inserting the data, which command we usually use? UPDDTA and give the salary 01. Just take an F4. Here the member is there, right? You have to explicitly give the member for which member you wanted to give the data. So I wanted to give the data for January, just give the John and hit an enter. So what is the name? I just giving the employee one. Okay. So employee one and employee number 01 and employee salary some anything you can give, and employee month I'll give John. Okay. Enter. So next employee two, employee salary, and it is also for John. Enter. And employee three, and I just give three, employee salary, and this is for the January month, January. Okay, so just take an F3 and enter. So now I wanted to insert the data for the February as well, right? For that you can use the same command, UPDDTA F4, which file, salary 01, and for which member you wanted to insert. I wanted to insert for February. Just give an enter. Here you can give, so just give the person one. Okay, so to understand, and just giving the some different kind of data variations. So employee one and employee salary, for this is for FEB month, and person two, and this is also employee number two salary, and this is for February. Okay, and person 3, so I want employee 3 and employee salary, here also FAB February. Okay, so I just given the three persons information. So now I wanted to insert the data for the March as well. Just take an F4. Here you can give the March, MAR. Okay, enter. So here man 01, here also 01, give the employee salary something, and here you can give the March, and I mean man 02 and 02, and give the salary, and month is the MAR March. Enter. Just take an F3. Enter. Okay, now you are inserted the data, you wanted to see that information. So how you can do? First basically run query star and salary 01 will run it. Okay, if you run it, by default you are getting the January data. So what other information where it's went? Okay, I wanted to see that February and March information also, right? So now I can see only January information. Why you are getting only January information? Why you are not getting the February and March information when you doing the run query star and only file name? Because when you do that, so when you perform this command, by default it's give the first member data. So now if you wanted to see the second member data, you can just take an F4. Then there is a member, right? It is a member. So instead of first, you can give the which member data you wanted to see. I wanted to see the data of February. Okay, you can give the February like this. And also if you wanted to see the data of March, so you can give the MAR March, MAR March, enter. Okay, so this is how you can create the multi-member physical file. So this is how you can add the multiple members to the physical file, and you can add the data, and you can see that information of the each member. Okay, so for hope you guys are clear about this. So we have incremented the members while creating the file itself by using the CRTPF. What if file got created in 3 years back? Now based on the requirement, you wanted to increment the members and you wanted to add some members. So for that, what you can do, you can take CHGPF change PF F4. Okay, salary 01, and just take an F10 for additional parameter. Here you can see, right, the maximum members. So as a change PF, by using the change PF, you can change the physical file attribute which is already created. The created physical file attribute you can change by using the change PF command. Okay. So for this command we will discuss the later. So I think next part we are going to discuss about the change PF only. So let's go to the slides and discuss the next topic. So now change PF. What is a change PF? So one example we just discussed that with respect to of multi-member physical file. So if file created earlier, so if file got created earlier, so maybe in 5 years back or something, and if you wanted to add the new member, and we can go to the CHGPF, and there you can add the max members increment. So there you can increment the max members and you can use the add PFM. Okay. So this is a one scenario you can doing. What is another scenario? Just taken as just assume that, so there is a employee file or employee file, there is a called the employee inform employee number and employee name and address, and there is a mobile. Okay. So for these four fields the file got created the few years ago, and now there is another requirements to get another requirement that add the employee order number, employee order something you can add it. Okay. So these are new additional fields you need to be added in the employee file, but the file got created in the very long time back, so it has the millions of data. Okay. So now you wanted to add that member, right? So how you can add it? So you have to go to the source and you can add this field. So once you add it, you need to either compile it, right? Because without compilation it won't create the new object. I mean the new changes won't be usable for the next data operations, right? So employee other number you wanted to be used for the data insert operations. So for that it is not only needed to the add the member, right? You need to be create as a updated object. So for that we know one option called, we need to compile it by using the 14 option and say RTPF. So if you do that, so the data will be lost, because whenever do the say RTPF, whenever you do the 14 option, the file is created newly. Okay. It is kind of the newborn file. Okay. So always the file will be created. So there is some identifier that will also change. So you don't want it to lose that data, right? So you still your changes needs to be impacted, your changes needs to be updated, but you don't need to lose that data. So in that case we go with the change PF. So change PF usually used to for the if any modifications required on the file, it is a field level or record format level. It can be example, the employee number now is a 10A, and if you wanted to extend it to 20A, so you can extend it and you can do the change PF, so without losing the data. Sorry. So that is the uses of the change PF. So just we discuss about this. So change PF, change physical file used to modify the attribute of existing physical file. Okay. So it attributes, saying it is a field level attributes or length, or you can add any new field, or it can be as another things, right? So another thing we discussed about the we can increment the max members. So for the created file. So commonly used, it is frequently used to modify the parameters such as the record format or field attributes or file level attributes. It is a common use. So impact of data. So modifying the field may impact the existing data. Yes, if you do the 14 option or even if you're extending the fields, it may impacting. Just assume example EMP number have the 5s, 5s0, and it is having the data 1 2 3 4 5 like this. And if you decrease 3s0, data will be impacted, right? Okay. So uh, without impacting the data, so we can do, for that we can do the change PF. In such case this not this scenario, but because you can, even if you do the change PF for the 3s0, so it won't be usable. But change pf can be help us to, and you add the new fields and without losing your data. If a change, the new field needs to be yeah, needs to be updated for your existing physical file, we'll go with the change pf. So we'll just do the change pf for the one demo. Okay, then you can understand. So just go to the work mb pdm. So what I'll do, so these are the existing files, right? RQ run query. Okay, it is having the some data. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll add the one field for this, and next just to go to this one as well, run query. So this is also have it done data. Okay, so what I will do, I'll add a one field for the employee 10. Okay, then I'll do the 14 option. There you can see how the data will be lost and all these things. And so the same employee 11, I'll add the another one field, but I'll do the change pf for this. Okay, so that you can understand how the change pf can be used and what is the use of that. So I'll just go to the structure, and employee mobile and employee salary is there, right? I'll add the employee other. Okay, I enter. So just I need to add EMP other. Okay. So it is a how much length? Maybe let's assume 10 as 0. Okay, just file it. I added the new field. Just file it. Now I need to compile it because so for new field, even if you do the run query, even if you do the UPD data for insert operations, employee 10, so you are not getting the emp Aadhaar number because the changes are not updated, not updated, because when the new changes will be updated. Okay, when it's, so when you create the this file, right? Okay, still it is assuming the, still it is picking all object only. You need to create the new object since you added the new changes. So if I do the 14 option, so employee 10, so just, so it is created. Okay, so now if you go and upd dta, enter F10. So you can see emp Aadhaar is it is coming for the data operations. So earlier there was a data, right? For employee 10 earlier there was a data. So now you can check what happened to that data when you do the 14 option. So the all data gone. Okay. So that's why when you use a 14 option, every time the file has created as a new only. Okay. It is kind of a newborn file. So now for employee 11, we'll do the same thing, but we do not use a 14 option. Instead of that, we'll use the CHGPF. Then let's see what will happen. So I'll add the another field here. I enter. So EMP ATH Aadhaar, enter, enter. So just give 10S0. Okay. So I added this new field, and I just file it. Okay. So, and now I wanted to get those updated changes for the data operations, but I don't want it to use the 14 option. If I use 14 option, what what will happen? The data will be lost. Okay, so data, I don't want it to lose my data because this file having the some information, I don't want it to lose this data, but still my new changes needs to be impacted, and that field needs to be used for the data insert operation for upcoming records. Okay, in that case what you can do, so in that case you can do the chgpf. So just go the chgpf, just take an f4 and give the file name and give the library name and give the source file name and give the library name. So just give an enter, hit enter. Okay, now file is changed. Just check is that data is present or it lost. So you can see data. Okay, now go to the upd dta and check that file is that field is available for the data operations. Just take an F10, you can see, right? emp Aadhaar is now available. Okay, so this is a difference between the 14 option change pf and change pf. It's commonly used to change the file attributes or file level keywords. Okay, so without losing the data, if you wanted to introduce the new changes of existing physical file, we go with the change pf command. Okay. And also if you wanted to increment any members or anything, so you can do the change pf. Next, we'll discuss about the some commands that we know the work mbr pdm. What is a work mbr pdm? For example, if you wanted to write the any source and if you wanted to write the dds, you have to go to the work mbr pdm with source file and library, and there you have to create the member. Okay, so it is the provides the interactive interface to work with members nothing but which are having the source. And crtpf, it's create the physical file. And work obj, it's a work with the object system, so whatever the objects are there in your system. So just to go to the, for example, you created the salary 01 and you wanted to work with this object. Okay, so you wanted to see the some information or some other things. I just go to the work obj. So work obj and give this name, enter. See, you can see if you wanted to do the some edit authority. So now it is a public exclude and batch 11 for all. So if you wanted to exclude only the specific users needs to be access this file, or only for anyone you wanted to exclude it, so you can add that by using the F6, and you can add the some username and what authority, either that user should have the authority to access this file, or it's don't have to authority to access this file. So you can do that. So you, if you wanted to copy and if you wanted to delete it and if you wanted to display the authority, you can just take the five options and see the display the authority. And if you wanted to rename of this, you can do and display description. So there is a, if you take an option 8, enter here, you can see the description, when it was created and who created by and which system, and you can just take page down. So all this can, so change information when it was changed, and allow change by the program, yes. So this all the information you can see. Okay, so for option 8 and 13 to change the description, for example, if you wanted to change this description, okay, so you can take the 13 option. Work obj basically to work with the objects. So for now you can see the only salary. There might be another files with different library, so all that information you can see here. Okay, so this is all about the work obj. Then next, DSPFD, it display the information of the physical file. So just go and see the DSPFD and the salary 01. I'll show you what are the information you can see. So from here you can see, right, the file name and library and what type of file. You can see the physical, and file type is a star data only, and it is an external described file, yes. And if you can see here, the maximum deleted records are allowed, and maximum file weight, and all this, all the file information you can see here, the access path information and allow read operations and all write operations. Okay, so some scenarios, if you don't wanted to write any information on this file, you can just mention this parameter as a star no while creating this artpf, there would be some parameter. Okay, so here you can see the, the current member of records, how many members are there, 3 members. So and all this information you can see here, and the member is a February. Okay, there is a members information and maximum deleted records. There also you can see the member level identifier also you can see here. It is a March member information, initial number of records, how much records are there for the March member. Okay, so these are the some members information, and you can see here some record format information as well, the file and record format informations as well. So whatever file information if you wanted to know, you can go with the dspfd command. So dspffd for the physical file fields information, just to go and see dspffd. So salary 01, enter. You can see page down here. So these are the, so if you don't have access to see the source of that file and still you wanted to know what are the fields declared for that file and what is the length and data type, so there is a command which tell us to that how many fields are there and what is the length and data type. So that is a dspffd command. So dspffd, when you use, you, if you don't have a authority to the any file source, you can just go and see the dspffd for the file field information. Okay, so add pfm, add the physical file member, this we know and this we used and we done the demo. And remove member, so now I wanted to remove any member. Okay, so for salary 01 I just wanted to remove. Okay, RMVM. So salary 01. I wanted to remove the member of March. I can just give enter. Okay, the member will be removed for the March. Okay, if you do the run query, star in salary 01, just take F4 and here you give the member MAR March. So you won't get anything because the salary 01 enter. You won't get anything because March is not in the salary file. We just deleted it. We just removed that. Okay. So next change PF, it modifies the attribute of existing file. So these are the things we have done. So that's all for today class guys. Please subscribe the Learn Buddy channel and thank you for your time. Have a great day.